So if you're struggling with gaining muscle and you're not seeing the changes you would like to see, despite putting in the work consistently, you came across the right video. In this video, I want to share with you 3 simple ways that you can build muscle faster. And these are things that I've done personally, as well as with hundreds of clients that I have the honor of serving over the years. And I want you to take these and implement as a part of your routine. Of course, these are no quick fixes, but they will make a difference for you. So I'd like you to try them out. So let's dive into it. So the first thing that you can do to build muscle faster is to intelligently increase your training volume. In practice, what this means is you're going to be doing extra hard sets for that body part that you're trying to bring up. A classic way of doing this is to increase the number of sets for that body part within your existing workouts. So for example, if you're used to doing 3 sets of biceps, now you're doing 4 or 5 sets of biceps within your workouts. Now, my favorite way of doing this is to increase training frequency. So instead of training my biceps twice per week, I'm going to be training my bicep 3 or 4 times per week, because I've noticed that I'm able to get higher quality sets if I'm increasing training frequency. An example of this is what I've done to bring up my side delts is on my rest days, I'm using my Bowflex dumbbells left over from when the gyms were closed, and I'm doing extra sets of lateral raises. And what I've noticed is that the quality of those sets, because on those rest days I'm literally just doing lateral raises, is really high. I'm able to stay focused, really connect with the muscle, and I can easily add another 6-7 sets of lateral raises throughout the week without any problems. My workouts stay the same duration, not affecting my workout performance at all. I'm able to easily recover from that. Now you got to be very careful with increasing training volume. You don't want to be blasting yourself with a ton of training volume suddenly. You want to be careful not to overdo it, which is also not good for your gains. What I like to do here, how I like to look at it, is that progressive overload is a way for me to validate whether I'm doing the right amount of volume. If I'm stuck in terms of progressive overload, meaning I can't add any more reps, weight is stuck, I can't increase anymore, well, then I'm probably overdoing the volume, so I need to tone down the volume. And this is an easy way for you also to look at your training performance and see whether you're going in the right direction. So try this out, implement it, and let's start getting some extra gains. Now, before we dive into the second strategy, please do me a favor, go below the video and hit that like button. I really do appreciate your support. The second strategy to build more muscle that I would like you to leverage is timing, both when it comes to your training and your nutrition. With your training, you want to place your workout sessions at the time of the day that you have the highest physical and mental energy. Mental energy is also important. So for example, you have a very long work day and then you're training in the afternoon or early evening, you may actually want to do a really short strategic nap before that workout so you can mentally replenish your energy and then hit that workout properly. You can show up at your best. If you're doing cardio and lots of other activities, sports and long walks, I would recommend doing those activities after you've been lifting weights, or making sure that at least as far from the weight training session as possible, because weight training is your priority if your goal is to maximize muscle growth. Now, when it comes to nutrition and meal timing, if you're someone who trains fasted right after waking up in the morning, I would actually recommend sandwiching that workout with protein, getting some whey protein beforehand and some whey protein after, or a meal right after the workout, because this can lead to some potential benefit. I know the data is scarce on this, and especially long-term data, but when you're talking about something that has a potential upside, especially when done over a long period of time with a very minor inconvenience, very minor downside, why not get it for that potential benefit? And of course, we can change our minds if more data comes out. And the same thing applies for general protein timing around the day. I know a lot of people like OMAD or 2 meal a day strategies. That's fine, but if you're looking to maximize your muscle growth, I would recommend splitting that protein in 3 to 4 servings evenly spread out throughout the day, because it can have that potential benefit. It's very similar to that fasted workout. It may have a potential benefit. The downside is pretty minor, so why not get it? Because building muscle is pretty hard, so you want to take any optimization, any little edge that you can to maximize your results. Strategy number 3, take your recovery to the next level. And this goes beyond the standard recommendation of sleeping 8 hours, which I definitely agree with. You should be sleeping a lot because it's very important for building muscle. But beyond that, you want to learn how to manage your overall stress levels. For me personally, and if you're like me with a type A personality, I had to learn how to relax. It doesn't come naturally to me. I just push and push and push. I work harder and harder and harder, and eventually I work hard, I train hard, and then I burn out, and I'm getting nowhere. I feel like I'm stuck, not making any progress. So if you're someone in a really busy schedule, type A personality, biased toward working really hard, it's a good idea to actually look into productivity systems, delegating some work, saying no to less important tasks, really managing yourself more, because what you do across your entire lifestyle matters for how your body is able to recover from your training. Because if your recovery is inadequate, you can have the perfect training program in the world, but you won't be able to keep up. The program will demand a certain amount of volume, certain amount of pushing and mental effort and physical effort, and you just can't do that if you're really spreading yourself too thin. So it's worth doubling down on recovery. So if you're training hard, you're going to be resting even harder. A couple of things that work really well for me. Taking walks. I'm really big fan of walking. Going out into the nature anytime I can. Things like massages. Things like scheduling playtime where I don't actually work. This has been a huge thing for me because naturally I have a harder time to play and chill than I have to work. Work is sort of my comfort zone. So I had to learn how to chill and relax and not do anything. And it's been pretty crazy as a revelation for me personally when I found out, okay, I don't even know how to play anymore. So this is something that maybe you're in the same situation. The other thing that really does actually help a lot is scheduling deload days when you feel like you really need them and taking a few days with lighter training. Because if you feel like you hit a wall, you're not getting anywhere, it's a good idea to take a step back. Take a few lighter training days. And I know sometimes it can feel like you're letting yourself off the hook or you're slacking, but it's really not the case. You gotta listen to that instinct. If you have a bias toward working extremely hard, you gotta take a step back and listen to what your body is telling you to prevent injuries and to also get better results long term, especially when it comes to building muscle. All this will set you up for success. The other thing that's going to set you up for success is making sure you subscribe below, hit that bell icon to enable notifications. If you want to work with me as your coach, check out the link in the description below, and I will see you in my next video.